What's up, docs? Ryan G here with BlowUp Local. Listen, I've got a crazy story for you. So many of you know my daughter Paisley, 15 years old. A few years ago, she started a TikTok account and she would do like these really crazy, amazing like makeup designs. And she really started to get some traction on TikTok. And then some of her friends at school got kind of jealous of her and they all got together. These are not her friends, by the way, but they got together and they decided we're going to report Paisley's TikTok account all on the same day. And Paisley's account got deactivated. So then she created a new TikTok account. She built it up to a couple thousand followers and then boom, it happened again. It got deleted. That happened 3 times in a row. But Paisley didn't give up. She kept going. And Tiffany and I, we belong to a marketing mastermind with Russell Brunson. And we were in Mexico for the Mastermind in Paradise event. I think this was 2022. And the very first day we were there, Paisley sent me a text message and she said, "Dad, have you ever heard of this guy named Daryl Eves?" And I said, "Yeah, I know Daryl. He actually just walked past me a few minutes ago." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I've been watching him on YouTube." So I said, "Oh, that's cool. Like, do you want me to get a selfie with him?" And she said, "Oh, that'd be so cool." So I said, "All right, I'm going to do this for my daughter," right? So the next day, my wife, Tiffany, and I are sitting down by the pool. We're waiting for our friends to show up so we can all go to dinner. And I see Daryl and his wife walking to the restaurant. So I got up and I approached him and I said, "Hey, Daryl, my name's Ryan." I said, "I know you don't remember me, but I had hired Daryl a few years earlier as a consultant to help me with my channel." And he goes, "Yeah, no, I don't remember you." And I was like, "That's okay, man. It's all right." So I asked if I could get a selfie with him. I told him the story about my daughter. And then after we took the picture, I said, "Hey, Daryl, you know, my daughter is really amazing. She started posting videos, doing makeup on TikTok, but then some friends at school, they got jealous of her. They all reported her account at the same day. And then her account got deleted. She lost all of her followers. And I said, that's unfortunately happened several times, but I'm proud of her. She's sticking it through." And Daryl just looked at me and he said, "Give me your phone." And then he didn't even wait for me to hand it to him. He literally took the phone out of my hand. He went to the camera and he opened it up and he started recording. And he said, "Hey, Paige," actually, let me back up. Before he took my phone, he said, "Let me see one of her videos." So I pulled up one of Paisley's videos and showed it to him, and that's when he took the phone out of my hand. So he recorded this message for Paisley and he said, "Hey, Paisley, I just met your parents and they showed me your video and they told me what has been happening with your YouTube channel or with your TikTok account." And he said, "I am going to give your parents a homework assignment for you. I want you to go study this one YouTuber. I want you to write a 10-page report. And if you do that, I am going to mentor you for free in his channel Jumpstart training," which I think is like $15,000. Okay. Teach you everything you need to know to blow up on YouTube. So Paisley was so excited, right? She started working on this project. It's funny because she even had the opportunity to go on the boat that next day. And she said, "Dad, I don't think I should go on the boat because I think I should stay home and work on this project." And why is that important for you as a chiropractor? It's because you have to identify what you want, and then you have to go after the thing that you want with 100% certainty and focus. You can't half-ass this stuff. If you really, I hear from docs all the time. They say, "Oh, I want to grow my practice. I want more new patients." Do you? Are you willing to pay the price to actually get those new patients? Or are you just being lazy, like so many chiropractors are, and you think you're just going to run a Facebook ad and you're going to have a flood of new patients come in? And sometimes that works, but many times it doesn't, because marketing is a little bit more than that. All right, so Paisley got this mentorship with Daryl Eves. She started growing her YouTube channel, and today she's got, I think, 150,000 subscribers, and her videos on average get like 500,000 to 800,000 views in less than 24 hours, which is insanity to me. Insanity. But here's the point of the video that I really wanted to share. 2 nights ago, Paisley got an email from an advertiser that wants to pay Paisley $30,000 to promote this video game that this company had created. Paisley was all excited. $30,000 is a tremendous amount of money. That's a lot, especially for a 15-year-old, right? She was all excited. She said, "Oh, I want to do it." And I didn't want to tell her what to do because I wanted to teach her how to make these decisions and how to guide her, right? So I said, "Paige, let me ask you, do you play this video game?" And she said, well, no. And I said, what's like the number one thing that Daryl taught you inside of the Channel Jumpstart training? And she said, well, that I have to focus on my one thing. And I said, okay, good. So what's the one thing of your YouTube channel? And she said, well, my one thing is that I do very creative makeup. And I said, okay, cool. So if you start doing videos about a video game, is that moving you towards your one thing, or is that taking you away from your one thing? And she said, oh, it's taken away. I said, okay, good. And I said, then what if your followers start playing this game, and what if they don't like it? Then what? And she said, well, they're probably not going to trust me anymore. And I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. So we decided after a lot of talking that the next step was for Paisley to play the video game to see if she likes it. And then she was going to send a survey to all of her followers to see if they're playing this game or not. So Paisley played the video game for a couple hours at night. And then the next morning she comes downstairs and she said, Dad, I made my decision. I was playing the video game last night and I realized that the video game talks about other gods. So as you're playing the game, it says, go to this area and you need to get the wind god. And then once you get it, now you have the power of the wind god. You've got to go to this other god and ask for something. And she said, Dad, there's only one God. It's Jesus Christ. And I don't want to promote a game that's talking about other gods to my followers because that's not what I believe. And I said, okay, so what's your decision? She said, I'm not doing this. I do not want to do this. I'm very proud of her decision because I think many people, they choose the money over the principles. But if you really want to not only succeed, success in business is not just about how much money you're making, but it's about, are you happy doing what you're doing? And when you're willing to just give up your principles just to get a little bit of money, I think that's when your soul starts to die. Does that make sense? So anyway, I'm very proud of her. I know that this is one of many, business opportunities that she's going to get. And I said, Paige, if this company is willing to pay you $30,000 to promote their video game, it is only a matter of time before some of these big makeup brands approach you and offer you a lot of money to be there, to promote their products. And I said, then you're going to have an even bigger decision to make because you can promote other people's products, or we can just invent your own makeup line. And then why don't you just sell your own makeup instead of promoting Maybelline or all these other places that are doing weird stuff? Why don't we just make your own? I don't know what this point has to do with chiropractors, but I guess it does. It's that you get to decide how you run your practice, not your customers, not your patients, not an advertising company, not the, board of your state. You got to follow their guidelines, but it's up to you what you do and how you do it. It's up to you to decide how much money you want to charge. It's up to you to decide what types of patients you're going to accept as care. And, if there's somebody that you don't want to deal with, or a person you don't want as a patient, totally acceptable to say, we're not the right practice for you. Go to Joe Blow's Chiropractic down the street. They would love to have you. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, keep moving forward.